to welcome to Jackie's Literary Corner. I am Jackie, and it's time for a book update for you guys. So once again, I've gotten back into the rhythm slowly of my reading rhythm, but I'm still very all about Bridgerton. I did go to Books Million, and unfortunately, I just realized that I just picked up a book I already bought. Probably at Books Million last time I went. Because for some reason I thought it was the third book, and I realized it was just another copy of book 2, which I already bought. So I was like, damn it. And I was all set. I started to film for you guys to show you, and I looked at it and was like, oh wait, this is book 2. So I'm a little peeved about that my trip to the bookstore was somewhat of a waste. I mean, I still bought other stuff that weren't book. But I just came back, so I still have the receipt and everything. So we'll go back tomorrow. Which thankfully, because that would bug me, it would drive me crazy if I had to wait. But I mean, although it would be no sense in waiting if you're gonna take something back. Anyway, so I will show you the other stuff I got, but first let me update you on my reading now. The other 3 books I started earlier in June, I have not come back to. The Ship of Magic, The Unconsoled, and Empire of the Vampire. I've not come back to those, but I will. Maybe not until July. But I did decide to come back to Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. Now, with situations like this where I had started a book and then put it down for a period of time, I want to do this thing where I go back to those books and start every month, maybe reading another one of those books where I've started it and then put it down. Such as, unless they're, well, I was going to say, unless they're a smaller book, then I might do 2 instead of just 1. But let's face it, most of them are going to be this size. Maybe a little bit smaller than this, but most of them are going to be big books. And I really enjoy this. I love reading this. It's a big commitment. But anyway, so I am on volume 3 and page 637, and there are about, let's see, 1,006 pages in this book, so I'm at least in the 600s. I also decided to read this book, which is a YA novel about these kids with disabilities, like kids in wheelchairs, kids with learning disabilities. They are sent to this facility in Illinois. They all are sent to this special facility, the special school, and it's but it doesn't have the best system, and they don't have enough money. They're struggling with money, so they can't afford the best care, and they do have teenagers that are almost adults kind of helping out with assisting and being the nurses for the kids. And a lot of characters will say, oh, it's really just a nursing home for kids. And now, because we're dealing with teenagers, a lot of them use bad language, and they do use the R word in the book when describing kids that are not the same intelligence level, and act out emotionally and have get upset more easily to the point of getting violent. And it's a multi-perspective story, which I like. And then it's also, a lot of kids are from different groups. Like, there's kids that are Puerto Rican, kids that are black, and some white kids. So we get a lot of interesting, perspectives. And also, the chapters are not super long. Each chapter is basically another kid's perspective, so they're not technically chapters. I did notice there is a little guide in the back of, about the book, stuff from the author and all that. So I probably want to read that at some point when I'm done reading this. Um, Now, the only thing is when I'm reading it to myself, the kids, when they talk, a certain language they have a voice that's very different from mine. Sometimes some of the way they speak makes me, is very much makes them sound like a baby because they're not speaking what is considered proper English. And I would love to hear this on like an actor or hear an audiobook narrator speak that way, like say their dialogue, so it doesn't sound as stupid like it does in my head. Like not a criticism on the writer. It's more just how it sounds in my head when I hear it, because I'm hearing my voice trying to speak the way the characters do, and it just does not sound good when with my voice. But yeah, I'm liking it. It's like I said, it's very, it's a different type of environment than what I'm used to. What I've experienced. And like I said, they use some language that not everybody's gonna love, but I think it's a good book, and maybe even worth like reading in school, like being assigned in school. I think that would be, and it's not that long, so I think you could. It's not like other books that I wish we had read in school. It's um, but yeah. Now I haven't read. Sometimes there are things that other people notice that are valid criticisms, that when I read other people's reviews, they point this out, and I'm like, oh, well, yeah, that's true. It's not until other people point it out to me that I noticed them. But yeah, so I'm gonna show you what I got. Now, actually, the book I originally picked up was Mad Ship, which is book 2 to the Live Shift Trader series. But I already have book 2, and I think I also bought book 2 from Books A Million. So I was like, just like, crap, because for some reason I guess I was seeing and I was thinking, oh, it's the last book, which is called Ship of Destiny, and in my head I'm seeing, oh, it's the last one. They do have it. I will buy it, and then it turns out, well, actually no. Are you blind or something? Because that's Mad Ship. You already have that one. But anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna take that back, and my mom said we could go back tomorrow. Just a little disappointing. So it's a little frustrating, a little disappointing that, I got the book and it turns out it's a book I already have. Like, I made the trip and then I spent money, But anyway, I did get 2 other things that weren't books. They are book related, though. First of all, we have another bookmark. Now, I have another bookmark similar to this that's green with the green dragon on it. It's the similar paint style on it, so I was like, oh, let me go ahead and get the one with the purple dragon on it. But I think these are really pretty. So obviously I haven't taken out the plastic yet, but I will. And then the other thing I got was some pencils, and they all have things that Lady Whistledown has said. Like, let's see if I can read it. The diamond has found a new setting. Dearest reader, all is fair in love and war. A woman can truly sparkle from within. Which I'm guessing some of these were also said in the books, because I don't remember the diamond has found a new setting. I mean, it might have been in the show too. She might have said that in this. And then oh, this one's a little smaller. Paladin product. Oh, never mind. Where is that? That's the. Let me see. Is there any? Oh, here it is. An artist must be there free to follow their muse. Which I'm wondering if that is in well, it could be either Benedict's. It could either be referring to Benedict, or it could be referring to Penelope herself. I don't know. I'm curious. But I'm wondering if some of these are in the books and they're not lines in the show. I mean, I don't know. Like, I did mean to watch the whole show from the very beginning, but, right now I'm so obsessed with Pollen, and I'm like, I don't want to see when Penelope's struggling to get Colin's attention, romantic attention, and rewatch that last part. I mean, it'll be good because at least this time around I can go straight into season 3 after, Colin's comment about that she overhears about, oh, he would never court Penelope Featherington. and they're already sharpened, so that's good. So I really, so this was really fun. There's like a whole table of, if you ever shop at BooksMe, there's like a whole table of Bridgerton, the books, and then all these different merch, like blankets and coloring books, and then we have, and then of course stuff like this, and which I'm surprised I don't have bookmarks yet. I should do bookmarks. That'd be perfect. And then the tea, which I did think about getting that too, and I remember Terry thought about getting that as well, but neither one of us got it. And there's like notebooks and stuff like that. There's books that kind of, from stuff from the author where she talks about the characters and everything, like a behind the scenes, and maybe the witty comments, the witty dialogue the characters say, because it's like wit and wisdom is what the book is titled. So I'm guessing maybe information about the characters or some of their, some of their lines or something. I don't know. Yeah, I'm so disappointed. I went there, spent the money, and then now I gotta return it because like it's not the one, it's one I already have. It's like, but yeah, because I'm really getting back into pencils actually. Like, I used to, I got more into writing in pen, but with the appeal of pencils is that you can erase your mistakes. When you make a mistake, while with a pen, you can't really erase it. You just have to scratch it out. Which I imagine during the Regency period in Victorian era was even harder because you just had a quill and ink. So if you made a mistake, you just had to scratch it out like with a pen, like you do with pen nowadays. Because like, there are scenes where Penn is writing. Or like now in season 3, they have it where Colin's writer Colin, and he's having to scratch things out when he's going because he's working on his own writing. I did but I gotta admit I looked at that display and for a moment I did consider reading the books, at least maybe reading which book I think they'll cover for season 4. But I don't know. I mean, I might just be thinking about it because I'm all about the show right now. So I'm like, oh, maybe I should, maybe I should consider reading the books. Because I don't gravitate towards romance books normally. I gravitate towards romance shows and movies. But when it comes to books, I'm not as interested. But then again, those books it's not like reading a Sarah J. Maas book where it's super long. Because sometimes, as much as I love the worlds that Sarah J. Maas creates, sometimes, it's like, I mean, it's one of these things where if I read it, I don't mind. I mean, I enjoy it, but then after some time, I'm like, I don't feel inspired to pick it up again. Like, I don't feel motivated to get back into that world. But yeah, I am so mad that I bought a book that was like, basically, I had already bought that book. So, like I said, my mom said we could go back tomorrow and exchange it. But it's so disappointing that you go and then you realize it's basically you already, But I'm so glad that I'm off. I mean, I guess if I wasn't off tomorrow, then maybe my mom would be like, oh, we can go this evening. Because I'm sure she realized that I probably would want to exchange it, not just return it, but actually exchange it for another book. Anyway, so that is kind of my current update right now. So I would love to know how your reading is going right now. Is there, how's your June reading been? Like I said, mine's kind of been slow right now, but, which is okay. I mean, I'm first of all Bridgerton obsessed right now, and then the show wise, and then the golf U.S. Open was this week, so I've been working a lot because I work at a grocery store, so we expected a lot of business. But other than that, anyway, so if you guys liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, click subscribe if you haven't already, and you are interested in watching more of my videos. And you can also click the bell icon if you want to be notified about my latest videos. And, again, I hope you're enjoying your reading. And I will talk to y'all later. All right, bye.